Hi, this is a short tutorial on how to gain access to the results of the National Outcomes and Case Mix Collection via the Web Decision Support tool. So if you go to the Amacan homepage, look at how we report and go to the Amacan data portal, you'll gain access to a page here that allows you to select some different ways of gaining access to information. The Web Decision Support tool, the Reports portal. You can complete the Kessler 10 online. There's some technical information there, but we just want to look at the Web Decision Support tool. We go here and you have access to some dialog boxes which allows you to select what aspects of the collection you want to view. So you might want to look at the results nationally, or you might want to look at different jurisdictional results, and it'll really depend on your interest. We're going to stick with national at present. Again, you might want to look at just the child and adolescent results, or the results for adults or older persons. We're going to stick with adults, and you can see you have an opportunity to select different age ranges. If you want to, we'll look at everything, but you could maybe just focus on youth if that was your interest. The different measures that make up of the collection, the HONOS, the LSP. We've got the various consumer self-assessment measures that are used by the different states and territories. You can have different views of these measures, either a total score or a summary score. You could look at subscales, or you could look at individual items. We just want to look at the total score. The level of analysis, you can either look at collection occasions, admission and review and discharge, what's the results of just on those collection occasions, or you might be interested in what's changed between two different collection occasions, admission and review, admission and discharge, review and review. We're just going to stick with collection occasions at present and look at admission. You can look across different service settings, inpatient, residential or ambulatory. I'm going to stick with inpatient, and a nifty little feature here is you can compare the consumers that you're working with or that you have information on. So they have a HONOS total score of 16 on admission, and you can compare those, the results that you have, with the national aggregate statistic. You can look across different genders, different diagnostic groups, across different financial years. You might want to look at the whole collection since its inception in 2001, or just the last 3 years. We're going to stick with the last 3 years here. Legal status, involuntary or voluntary, and focus of care, the primary goal of care. So we're going to look at everything, press run the query, and we get the results, HONOSs on admission to inpatient units across Australia for those last 3 years, 2012-13 to 2014-15, and you can see we've got about close to 100,000 completed HONOSs. The average score is 13.8 on admission. Median is 13. You've got a frequency distribution here that gives you a sense of how often particular results occur. Not many people scoring greater than 40. And people who score 16, around about 70% of people actually score less than that on admission to inpatient units in terms of the adult HONOS total score. So you're dealing with a little bit more of the extreme of the market. But maybe that's not the question you really wanted to know the answer to. Maybe you were more interested, so you can go back. Maybe you're more interested in what the results were like in terms of children and adolescents. So you can select that particular age group, and you can see there's a variety of age ranges within that group that you could select from, very, very young to more the youth end of the market, across the different measures, because the measures have changed. You're using the HONOS here rather than the HONOS. Different views again, total scores, subscale scores, individual item scores. I'm going to stick with a total score. Same options in terms of collection occasion, admission, inpatient units, all genders, diagnostic groups for the last 3 years. Comparison score of 16, because that's what the children and adolescents that you're dealing with score in general. You run the query, and there's only around 9,000, I say only 9,000, observations. The average is around about 16, and you can see the comparison that you've been given here is your consumers are very similar to the population on average as a whole. So this is just a brief example of how you can gain access to the results of the National Outcomes and Case Mix Collection via the Web Decision Support tool.